Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Ignore the noise, the AC is going on right now, so I'm sorry if it's really loud, but I really don't want to wait to film this, so apologies. I just want to start by saying I said I was going to post a video. It's supposed to come out this week or last week. No, it's supposed to come out this week, and it was me reading holiday books for a week. I just want to start by saying that I only read 2 days and I lost 1 day's worth of footage. So I literally only have 1 day, and I'm not gonna post it because I can't be like, oh, reading holiday books or Christmas books for a week and there only be 1 day in there. It just doesn't make sense. I ended up not even reading the rest of the week. That week was really busy. It just didn't work out. So let's start off by saying I'm sorry about that. I was really excited to film that video and read a bunch of holiday books, but it did not work out like that. So yeah. So this was the one that I originally started with. Is the bookmark still in it? Yeah. I got to page 91 one day in December. I really like this book, but this is a Christmas book, but not really. So I ended up putting it down, but it goes through years at a time or so many different days. So it was not really a Christmas book, decided to put it down. I started One Last Gift, got to page 39, so chapter 3. I actually really enjoyed this book. It was actually very intriguing, and I do want to finish reading this, but I got busy. I did not have time to finish it, so just thought I would share that. But I did end up reading other books in December, kind of in the beginning and then towards the end after Christmas. But the first book I read in December, if you had been with me, most of you guys have probably seen the reading vlog of this that I posted 3 weeks ago. I absolutely loved this book. This book killed me. It was so good. I rated it 5 stars. One of the best books I've read in a really long time. So if you've not read this book, go read it, go buy it, go get it. If you have, this book it's too good. It's so good. Okay, next books I read were on my Kindle I got for Christmas. If I can put the pictures in, I'll put them right here. If not, sorry about that. But the first book I read on my Kindle was Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. That book was absolutely crazy. I also rated that book 5 stars. That book was so good. That book is about a husband and wife. They're trying to save their marriage, so they decide to take a little weekend trip. They go up to this secluded little chapel or whatever, and some weird things start happening. You find out stuff about her past, the wife's past, the husband's past. There's another character in the story, and you kind of follow her point of view of what she thinks of them being there. It's crazy. Every chapter ends on a cliffhanger, so you just want to keep reading. That book, I was in a reading slump for most of December. I read 3 books this month. Okay, the AC finally stopped, so thank gosh for that. But I only read 3 books this month. I was kind of in a reading slump. That book will get you out of a reading slump. Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney, cannot recommend it enough. I first saw that on Sarah Crowley's YouTube. That's how I found out about this book. I've been dying to read it ever since, and I finally did, and oh my gosh, go read it. It was so good. Immediately right after that, I read Sometimes I Lie by Alice Feeney. I rated that one 4 stars. That one was still really good. Also a lot of cliffhangers. I feel like that's something I've noticed, at least with the first 2 books I've read of hers, is that they leave you on cliffhangers at the end of chapters. That book was so good. Basically, this woman wakes up in a coma, doesn't know how she got there, what happened. But yeah, all she knows is that she's in a coma and she knows who she is, and that, like, you know, she knows like certain people, like her husband and her sister and stuff like that. But she doesn't know how she got there or what happened. And so you kind of follow, like, you get back and forth of like days before the accident and like leading up to it, and then also like her being in the coma and like hearing what other people are saying around her and trying to figure out like what are they talking about. That book was really, really good. Also, I think I read that in one day. I read Rock, Paper, Scissors, and Sometimes I Lie in one day. Like, I read those really fast because they were so good. Really fast reads. They're not too long either. I think they're both like 290 pages or something like that. So not too bad. Now we're gonna go into my December TBR. I just decided that since I only read 3 books this month, that I would just put both of the videos together rather than making a separate video of what I read in December and then what I want to read in January. So we'll start with what's on my Kindle or what I want to read on my Kindle, and then we'll go into physical copy books. First book, I started this yesterday, haven't really gotten that far. I'm on page 3, so, but His and Hers by Alice Feeney. I'm on a Alice Feeney kick right now. Love her books, will probably read them all. Love her writing. Will be reading many of those books. So I don't really know what His and Hers is about. All I know is that it's his perspective and you get her perspective, and I think it has something to do with, like, if I remember right, like he's a detective and she's like a serial killer or something, or like a murder, I don't know. I think something like that. I also want to read Daisy Darker. I don't have that one downloaded on my Kindle yet, but I do want to read that one. Now into physical copy books. So I am about 110 pages into A Court of Thorns and Roses. I love this book. I've been reading it on and off since freaking November. Like, I really, really do like it. It's just like I keep finding books that I want to read more, so then I put this one down and then read another one, and then I'll come back to it and then read another one, and then so I've started this one. I want to finish it in January. Next book, The Inheritance Game series. I have been wanting to read this for so long. I have all, like, the whole series, the first 3 books or whatever. I know they're coming out, like, there's the, what is it, The Brothers Hawthorne or something like that is coming out. Is that the title of the book? Pretty sure that's the title of the book, but I know that's coming out, I think, like, early or like mid 2023. So I want to read these 3 books before that one comes out so I can start reading that one. I don't think it's like necessarily part of this trilogy, but I know it still like goes with it. Want to read The Inheritance Games. I've been wanting to read this book for so long. The whole trilogy, I've been wanting to read it for so long. I just have not picked it up. Very excited to read this. I don't fully know what it's about. I just know that like some girl inherits fortune and ends up going to stay in his mansion. She has to figure out clues, codes, and his 4 grandsons are still living there. So very interested, very intrigued. I've heard so many good things about this trilogy, and I'm very excited to start it in January. And then of course we got to read a romance book. I love romance books. That's what started my whole like love for reading. I started with romance, then fell in love with thriller, and now I'm like working my way into fantasy. So Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. I've had this book for probably like 3 or 4 months and have not touched it, have not read it, but I'm very excited to read it. I know virtually nothing about this book. I don't know. I don't like reading the synopsis of books. I, watch other booktubers, book talk videos, and if people are like, oh my god, I love this book, like 5 stars, whatever, I'm like, okay, I'll buy it, because especially if it's like a booktuber I like, or we have similar tastes in books, then I will just go out and buy it and read it, even though I don't know anything about it. I don't like reading synopsises, because sometimes they put things on, like, in the synopsis that you don't find out until literally like 3/4 of the way into the book, and you're like, have been waiting for it the whole time, or like you already know what's happening. So I just like going in blindly, basically. So very excited to start this. I forgot about this one. Last book I want to read in January, so that's 6 books. Last book I want to read in January is The Maidens by Alex. I don't even want to say his last name. I don't know how to pronounce it. Don't want to butcher it. I read The Silent Patient in October and absolutely loved that book. Then immediately bought this one right after that, and I've read up until page 20. So, once again, found other books I wanted to read more. Kind of forgot about this one, but it's literally been sitting on my dresser and I walk past it all the time. I'm like, I really want to read it. I really want to read it. So in January, I'm going to read this book. So this is my TBR. Here's my January TBR plus 2 Kindle Unlimited books, but these are the books that I hope to get to or read in January. We'll see what I end up reading, which ones I get to, which ones I don't. Very curious to see how many of these I get to or what books I do end up reading in January. So yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you've been enjoying my other videos. If you want reading vlogs for any of these, let me know. I started a reading vlog for A Court of Thorns and Roses when I started reading it back in November, so I might finish that. It's just going to be like an awkward jump from when I started in October till now. And then I think I'll also do a separate reading vlog of the Inheritance Games and reading the whole trilogy. So that one might take a while before it comes out because obviously I'm not reading the whole trilogy in January. So I'm hoping to read the Inheritance Games this month. I'll do a reading vlog for that one, and then if I love the book, I will read the other 2 in February, and then hopefully like by the end of February there'll be a reading vlog for the whole Inheritance Games series. I also have the 4 other books of the ACOTAR series and hope to actually do reading vlogs for all 5 of them. So whether that ends up being a separate reading vlog, like one reading vlog of like the ACOTAR and then a reading vlog of all the rest, or if you'd rather see separate reading vlogs for every single book, then I could do that too. I might put like A Court of Wings and Ruin and A Court of Frost and Starlight together, since A Court of Frost and Starlight is like is basically like a novella because it's so short and so small that I might end up putting those together. Kind of pointless for me to make a reading vlog about a book that's like 100 or something pages long. So yeah, that's videos you can expect in the future. I'm sorry, I know that was just a lot of information thrown at you, but I'm very excited. I didn't start reading again until like mid-July, like early August, or end of July, like early August-ish. So I only read about like 36 books this year, which is not that great, but it's not bad. This is like the first year that I've ever actually really like read a lot. Like I think in like 2021, I read like 1 book or like 0. So this is the most books I've read probably ever, or at least in a very, very long time. So very excited for 2023. I think it'll be a really, really good reading year. It'll just be a really good year in general. I'm very, very excited for 2023. I'm very excited for this channel. I'm very excited to make more videos and put out content that you guys want to see and content that I love putting out. Also, expect reading vlogs, reading videos, but also other vlogs, other videos. I love doing like weekly vlogs, morning routines, night routines, all that kind of stuff. Day in the lives, get ready with me. I love all of those kinds of videos. I grew up watching those videos, so expect any sort of videos. If you want any videos, you want me to do any, comment them down below. Any books you want me to read, book recommendations. I'm literally open to anything you guys want me to do, anything you want to see. I will leave my socials in the description, my Instagram, my Goodreads, all of that will be in the description. So, I'm very excited. Today is actually New Year's Eve, so happy New Year's Eve and happy New Year. I think this will actually probably be posted today, so happy New Year's Eve. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next YouTube video.